So as another week goes by, we sit here and wait of any kind of big news. There has been a couple announcements this week that we'll get into, but nothing super major. However, that's not going to stop us from discussing some sweet rumors and some possibilities for 2024. So let's talk about some theme parks. We're going to go ahead and get right into Six Flags Magic Mountain, and the flag bearer for the new cycle is going to be the Golden Bear Theater for the foreseeable future. I'm seeing a lot of posts now that the theater is going to be leaving us, mostly about nostalgia and bittersweet endings and stuff that have to do with this. And it's funny because I never even realized the shows that this place used to house. There's a big history with this building. And it's sad to see it go. However, it's happening. We can't stop it. So they got the walls up now, and the structure's starting to come down. Piece by piece, it's probably only a matter of time before this is just a blank canvas for Six Flags to mold into something so beautiful. I don't know. There's still no word, and there's probably not going to be word about what's going in place of the theater yet. But the strong rumor is, and will be probably for a while, is going to be a Giga. I'm a little bit apprehensive with the Giga. There's a couple reasons why I think it's just a little too much. I think having two structures so close together up at the front of the park might be a little heavy-handed on that sort of a ride. Now, I get Magic Mountain is the thrill ride capital of the world, so you're gonna want to put something cool there, but and what's more cool than a Giga coaster? I get it. I just think that's just a little too much of the same thing. At a certain point, you've got to kind of figure out what else can we add to a third dimension here. Secondly, after watching so much footage of Full Throttle and that brake run at the very end after going over that loop, I feel like you waste a lot of speed there, and it's a shame to kind of let that go by the wayside. Now, I just feel like they would get more bang for their buck if they were to add to that finale for Full Throttle and then throw something else over, just, maybe one or two flat rides, because you are in Bugs Bunny Land, one or two more flat rides over on at Pistachio Park there. That's just me. Again, I'm a sucker for concept. I blame Disney for that. Another thing that Six Flags tweeted out this week is they're going to host an EDM Night on Saturday, March 17th. Now, I believe that is the weekend before they start Spring Break. And if you haven't heard yet, Spring Break this year is going to be 3 weekends long, which is a nice little extension from what they had last year. Hopefully there's going to be more people to share it with, because it was a bit of a ghost town and not in the right kind of way. But they're going to be hosting an EDM Night Saturday, March 17th from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. Mixed reviews about how this is going to be handled. I think it's awesome. I think specialty nights, novelty nights at theme parks are so much fun. And they're a great way to experience a park like this in a completely different light. This way being under the glow lights of crazy EDM dancers and DJs. They're going to already have the DJ booths all set up for Spring Break anyway, so this is kind of a cool way to maybe test that gear out. Why not? Let's have some fun. I still don't know how much the tickets are going to be. I haven't seen anything online about it yet, but I'm sure they're going to probably post that info soon. So we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll keep you informed whenever we hear. Other than that, Six Flags is just doing its thing. Everything's even keel as far as what's going on up at Samurai Summit. Mum's the word on what's happening with Superman and Ninja. I don't know. Nothing's changed on that front. So let's go ahead and shift our attention over to Knott's Berry Farm. Big mid-tier news at Knott's Berry Farm. They announced that they are going to be releasing a new app soon. We kind of expected this to happen. There were kind of whispers about it pretty much after the merger happened, and this was something that Knott's needed to rework for a very long time. No details really about what it's going to consist of yet, but I'm sure the closer it gets to the actual drop date, we'll know. They did say things like, if you are going to get the new app, you need to delete the old one and then reinstall the new one. Obviously, you're going to be able to get it on Google Play and Apple Store, basically wherever you had it before, and then you'll probably have to re-sign in and all that good stuff. What I'm hoping happens with this is they allow you to see the ride wait times outside of the park, which I felt kind of a weak point in their app, and also have the wait times be accurate, as they aren't really, even inside the park they're not, and allow for mobile ordering. mobile ordering is something that Knott's doesn't do a lot of, and I feel like they really could benefit from this simple addition. It's not too hard. A lot of their places have multiple windows. Sutter's could definitely benefit from mobile ordering. They've got 8 windows open. They have like one open all the time and a constant line. So we await with bated breath. Other than that, Knott's is prepping for the peanut celebration. They announced the whole smorgasbord of food. And with that, this year for Peanut Celebration, they are selling tasting cards. These are basically the same things that you would get for Boysenberry Festival and Summer Nights for the booths around. This year's theme seems to definitely be mac and cheese. It is definitely a mac and cheese celebration, as they're putting mac and cheese on just about anything you can think of. That's scaring some people off. Not me. Not me. The more mac and cheese you can put on something, the better. If it's going to be on an ice cream waffle cone or on some sort of cake, on pancakes, in a burger, bring it. I love mac and cheese. Let's see how it tastes on every other food item possible. Why not? They also announced their show schedule and things. We went over this last week. Basically the same thing. It's going to be funny to see how they accommodate the other sides of the park, with Camp Snoopy basically being walled Snoopy at this point. I mean, they do that anyway. They go real heavy on the Peanut celebration over towards the Calico Mine stage in Charleston Circle, so I don't expect any different this time around. Other than that, Knott's is Knott's. They gonna do what they do. And we look forward to the first season of fun opening today. So now let's head north. Let's go up to Universal Studios. Universal Studios, the forefront here is always going to be Fast and Furious, at least until we can figure out what the release date of that will be. It's also in the part of the process right now where we see visually the most progression because the demo and the building and stuff. That show building, it's coming up fast. You can see it over the walls now, walking in front of the Harry Potter land, which it's crazy to think how fast they're working. But if you look at any point, they have bajillions of people over there. As far as like what the layout looks like, it's still the same thing. It looks like most of their attention is going to the show building and the queue and the loading bay right now, which is totally fine because that's probably going to be, as far as building wise, that's going to be the main thing. That's where all the machinery is going, the launch drums and all the roller coaster accoutrement, whatever the lingo is that these kids use these days. That's the big one. And then everything else, they're going to get ready on the hill. This ride is going to be super cool. I'm very, very, very excited for it. The more art and the more footage I see of it, the more excited I get. As far as the tram ride, Bas Motel is still kind of cut in half, and word is now they're going to pour concrete on that dirt pathway that goes up and around, like I was saying last week, how they used to do for Horror Nights. That's going to be the new, I don't know if it's going to be a walking path because you don't walk on the tram ride, but that's going to be, they're going to concrete that path and have people walk up and around. Probably for the VIP tour is what I'm guessing. But what those little, those cement blocks are, I have no idea. So that'll be the new path to get from the motel to the mansion up top, the little hill there behind it. Also, a lot of conversation starting to bubble up now about the future of Springfield in Universal Studios. And most people now are under the impression that Universal, whether they have yet or not, are not going to keep that license for good reason. They don't need it. I think I love that part of the park. I love Springfield being there, but I don't think Universal Studios will generally, I don't think it's a bad thing for them not to have it. They've got plenty of other IPs that they can throw in that part of the park, and I think it would kind of help revamp that area a little bit. You keep the simulator ride, whatever you want to put on there now, but you've got, a Fast and Furious coaster coming up there, and you've got, like I said, you've got a ton of other IPs you can put in its place. There's still no actual official statements about whether they're going to keep it or not, but it's slowly starting to seem like they're going to go ahead and let it go. End of an era. But other than that, the theme parks are just doing what they do, and I'm looking forward to going back and getting in there. I took a week off, and it's kind of driving me a little bit stir crazy, but this part of the year is always fun because it's kind of a speculation point. to where we get to really see like what's going to be happening in 2024. And there's so much work in a lot of these parks that's being done now that it helps to kind of fuel the excitement. What's going to happen in these parks in 2024? You tell me. I don't know. Let's talk.